Hey everyone, and welcome back to another hockey card product review. Today we are looking at the brand new 2021-22 Upper Deck Series 2 hobby. It just came out yesterday and I ripped one personal case and two for work. And so I figured I would give you my thoughts on everything from the design to the set to the quality, and spoiler alert, it is a lot better than Series 1 in terms of both checklist quality and actually card quality as well. Upper Deck has addressed a lot of my concerns there. It is just a phenomenal product. The checklist is really strong. And yeah, if you want to watch my case, I'll leave a link to it in the description below as well. And again, if you want to view a checklist breakdown, it goes over kind of the quantitative, the numbers of how many cards each team will hit on average in a case break. I'll leave a link to that as well, and if you want to join group breaks, I'll leave a link to that as well. I do the group breaks for Zephyr Epic, so just as a kind of like disclosure on where I'm getting my experience from with this product, because I've opened up 3 total cases of it, and kind of my thoughts and stuff, that's kind of where it's all coming from. So without further ado, let's get into the product review, and let's start off with the base card design. So the base card's pretty again, stylish, same as Series 1. You got your nice little foiling down here. You got your little player silhouette, main player shot. A lot of the imaging's really solid. Like, it's just your flagship kind of, base photos. You got the team name, the text, and it is worth noting that this is the first Seattle Kraken flagship base card. So in case you're wondering why I'm saying flagship, by the way, Upper Deck Series 2 is part of like the main core Upper Deck hockey set. You have Series 1, Series 2, and then starting last year, Extended. Essentially, they give you, your base cards, which give you about 10 or so, 10 to 12, maybe a little bit higher players per team. And your core rookie cards, which are Young Guns. We'll get into those a little bit later on. But Young Guns are by far the most sought after and highly collected rookie card and most valuable one relative to like accessibility and like other cards in the sports card world. Like, there is not a stronger brand of rookie card in the card collecting world than Upper Deck Young Guns. They are the most sought after and valuable rookie cards. They're the best bang for your buck cards, and it's often why Series 1, Series 2 end up being one of the best bang for your buck products, especially when the checklist is as strong as it is for 21-22 Series 2. So yeah, anyways, back to the base card design. You'll notice right away, corners are extremely sharp on the cards, which I am really happy to see. That was one of the main problems with Series 1. Even Series 2 last year is that the corners generally had some issues on them, but they're really sharp. The print quality is really nice on the cards. No complaints on the base set. I absolutely love it. I love the design. And again, first time seeing the Seattle Kraken, so I figured we'd feature Brandon Tanev. Again, always known for his kind of goofy facial expressions. So yeah, into the base parallels, you can get a variety of different base parallels. You can get French variations, which we have one here of Taze. The only thing that's different about this from the regular base is it's got the French variation tag, again similar to last year's Series 1 and 2 and even Extended, and then this year's Series 1, 2, and probably Extended as well. The card is just in French instead of English, and that is fine. It's cool. It's a cool parallel. You'll find on average 1 French variation per hobby box. They are a hobby parallel as well, so generally speaking, and within a given case, you'll get about 10 base and 2 French variation for Young Guns. So, pretty good stuff. The Young Guns are generally sought after as well, especially if you hit the right player. Another parallel that you can get, which you generally get 3 of per case on average, I would say, is the clear cut parallel. And these are actually addressing one of my major complaints from the past couple of years of collecting, actually. They are a lot cleaner, and they almost seem like more high definition. I'll be saying that a lot because, like, I don't know how else to describe it, but, like, the camera doesn't like to focus on it because it's really clear. They're just a lot cleaner. The colors on the cards are a lot more vibrant, and they just look better. They look a lot better. The camera doesn't quite do it justice. They did a really good job printing these. I am a big fan of this set. I love clear cuts. Yeah, very basic card. Again, you just have the basic details on the player there, but yeah, I like it. Cool parallel. Again, you get about 3 base per case and 1 Young Guns clear cut per case. So that's one of the other base parallels. And then kind of the final ones are the numbered ones. There's also clear cut exclusives in the thing in the clear cut parallels, they're extremely rare. They're an Easter egg. They're not even on the checklist type of thing with how rare they are, but they do exist. If you do happen to get one, congratulations, you are extremely lucky. I think in Series 1 we got 1 in 10 cases type of thing. They're extremely rare, and that's cool. I like having really rare cards to chase after. Onto the base exclusives, which you generally get 1 exclusives per case from what I've seen, and what we've opened, whether it's a Young Gun or a base, is kind of just, you know, dependent on luck. You hope for a good Young Gun exclusives because they're just extremely valuable. But yeah, the big thing you'll notice this year is that the numbering, or in Series 2, is that the numbering is different. Upper Deck has changed up the font. You know, I saw some complaints about it online just because it doesn't look as pretty. And you know what? Fair, it doesn't look as pretty. I do like the styling of the old stamp. But where this new stamp reigns supreme is its clarity. Like, you can clearly tell what the card numbering is, and it is... Honestly, it's really nice to have the clarity of the numbering. I know it's one of those things, like, you wish it looked a little bit nicer, but form over function here, or function over form here, and big fan of it. I think it's, you know, I'd like a little bit more stylizing on it, but the fact that it's easy to clear, it's going to avoid stamping issues. I'm a big fan of it, and again, just kind of clean design. You get the red with the nice little gold foil on there. Really classy card. Tough to get. Again, exclusives are tougher to get now than what they were even, I'd say, a couple years ago. And especially like 5-10 years ago, they're a lot tougher to get now than then. They're about 1 per case now. So tough pulls, numbered cards. It's just, they look really, really, really nice. I love the look of them. And again, hopefully you can get, you know, a Young Gun one in your case, or hey, even a high gloss. High glosses are numbered to 10. The exclusives are numbered to 100. And then onto the Young Guns. So the Young Guns, this guy is going to be the guy you want to see in your box. You're going to want to see Mo Sider, defenseman for the Detroit Red Wings. Really, really talented player. Defensemen are gaining value in the hobby as well too. So pretty basic Young Gun design here. I really like the look of them. I will have one thing to comment on later. I don't know if it'll pick up in the camera super well, but you can kind of see it if we can get to focus here. Let's see if I can get the camera to manually focus on this, but it is tougher to see on camera. There we go. You can kind of see it a little bit there. But one thing that you will notice is that there is actually some minor print smudging on the back of them. The case that I had was particularly bad. The personal case that I did, the 2 I did through work, I went through and looked through them. One case was totally fine. The other one had some minor marks on the back. But the case I had was particularly rough. I'll go over that in a little bit. But again, the front of the cards are fine, which is the important part. Like, at the end of the day, you're not going to stare at the back of a card. It might affect it on its grade, which is unfortunate. But at least, like, for me, if I'm going to have that error on the front or the back, I'd rather have it on the back because, you know, obviously it doesn't affect the look of the card. It still looks good. So here's the Raymond. Here's a Sider. Again, the 2 kind of big Young Guns that you'll be chasing after. There are a lot of really good Young Guns in this set. You've got Lundell. You've got McTavish. You've got Byfield. You've got Sillinger. You've got Mercer. You've got Perfetti. Eklund. I'm forgetting some already. It's an insanely stacked checklist this year, and that is why it is so valuable. Again, with Young Guns having such a high value, really, really worth checking out this year's Series 2, whether it's hobby or when retail comes out. These are just going to be really valued for a long time. So, again, same thing with the base Young Guns. You can get French variations. Here's one of Taylor Radish. Same thing. It's got the French or Young Guns in French, which is Jean Loup. I'm probably butchering that quite a bit, but I apologize. And then it's got the French variation there as well. Again, back, very clean. So, yeah, pretty nice. And also, there are clear-cut parallels. Again, same thing. They fixed, again, the clear-cuts actually, in the past couple, Series 2 last year, they were pretty bad for it. With the overall, like, clarity of the card, it actually looked like the kind of the image you wanted on the front was printed on the back type of thing. But it looks like they fixed that for this, so I am happy to see that. They're a lot more clear. They stand out a lot better. Kudos to Upper Deck. They fixed one of my biggest complaints about them, so I'm really happy to see that. Yeah, on to canvases, which are the things that I have the biggest issue with in this set, outside of the back of the Young Guns in my case. But, like, again, I think that's probably closer to being one-off. I'll go over some of them after actually I've after we go through this quickly. My biggest complaint here is just the print quality, the image quality just doesn't look as good as it did in Series 1 or even Series 2 as last year. Again, I know I use the term HD, like high definition, on the clear cuts and stuff like that, and honestly, I'm using the same term here because it's just the best way to kind of depict it, is that the camera, it doesn't show up as well in camera, but in person, comparing the canvases, this, like in Series 2 to Series 1, the Series 1 ones are a lot clearer, and like they just seem like a higher resolution, like a higher print quality, whereas Series 2 kind of seems a little bit more, not pixelated, like fuzzier type of thing. And again, design wise, like it's okay. It's just, there's some little like minor things, like you'll notice a little bit of bleeding in the UD Canvas logo from time to time. It's minor, and it actually benefits a certain subset of the cards, which I'll get into later on. But speaking of subsets of the Young Guns, here are the canvases, which are the Young Gun canvases. So again, you'll notice it's just a little bit less fine, like whether it's soaked in or whether it's a lower quality image or whatnot. It's just a little bit not as crisp and clean as Series 1. So here's Spencer Knight, one of the ones you're going to be chasing after. Cole Caulfield as well is a good one in this set. Anton Lundell. Again, the photography, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the photography is absolutely incredible on these. Again, Upper Deck does a really good job with that. And again, it's kind of back to that level that you expect. Again, they were obviously limited because of pandemic reasons before, but the photography's back. The cards look really nice. It is a really well put together set. Again, here's a Jamie Drysdale one. There's a lot of really nice ones. The Caulfield in particular is beautiful. So, yeah, and then kind of an Easter egg one, you have the Canvas Black Skin. This is new to this year. They were in Series 1. You can find about 3 of the base and 1 short print per case. Sometimes you get 2 per case. The short prints can cover things like Retired Stars, Program of Excellence, and Young Gun canvases. So instead of just having, the regular border down here with the gold, it turns it to black, and then the back is different. Again, side by side. Just a shorter print card. They look a lot better. And honestly, with the Young Gun canvases, they look really, really sharp. And the Retired canvases as well. So more on that later, though. So that is the core base set. That is what you're going to be looking at most of the time when you're opening up the product. Again, love the base card design. Everything's kind of really cohesive with the set there. Yeah, really nice base card design overall. Like, no complaints there. Just before we get into the insert sets, I do just want to touch on the print kind of issues that I saw. It's most noticeable on a couple of my cards, so I'll pull out kind of the worst offenders, but here's one, for example. This is the one that I actually first noticed it on. I thought it was on the top loader, but it's actually on the card. It's just like the ink peeled off from another card onto this one type of thing, where it was a roller issue, and there's actually quite a few that I noticed a roller issue on. Like, for example, this Willman one has it in particular there. This happens, again, I'm going to just stress this a lot, that this can happen in any product, in any run. It's just, I noticed it on mine. I figured I'd call it out. I'll see what they'll do. Like, some of the cards are fine. It looks like it's just image bleed. Like, again, the Oscar Scene will be a good example here. It just looks a little bit fuzzy. If we pull up, like, I don't know, if we pull up the Tanev base card, like, you can just see it's, like, just a little... It's just a little cleaner, like the lines are cleaner, whereas down here they're a little bit blurrier. It just looks like they had a little bit of a bleeding issue. But again, one of the cases that I opened up was fine. My personal case wasn't great for it. It actually had the most issues. Another case was like, there are a couple cards that had some minor things, but nothing major. So it's just worth keeping in mind when you're opening them up that like the back of the card might not be the cleanest. This Pot Colson has a mark. Like up here, you can't see it super well on camera, but like it's very noticeable in person. Like it looks like a smudge. So I'll see if they say anything about it. But again, it is, if I were to have a choice between having that on the front or the back, I'd rather have it on the back because hey, it doesn't hide it. Like you're not looking at the back of the card super often. I'll see if I can get a couple of examples. Like this Ference one, for example. Like this one is kind of like really bad. You can kind of tell where the print line came, and it's on like the cylinder as well. It's on about, I'd say, about half of my Young Guns, so just something to keep in mind. Again, opening up another case tonight, I'll post a comment if I see it more, but just if you're buying Young Guns or selling Young Guns, just know that that is a thing with them, at least from what I've seen from cases. But again, you can just kind of see it. They just look like dirty and smudged on the back. Looks like kind of someone put their hands in newspaper and kind of just went to town on the backs of the cards. There's a lap here. That one's got a little bit of the thing on it. And also, again, this happens from time to time. Sometimes you'll get the foiling stuck on the cards. I think it looks like they use a new printer just based off of the card feel. Like, the card feel feels in between what Series 1 used to be and MVP, which I'm a fan of. I like the fact that the card feel is a little bit better, but I did want to touch on that just because in case you have a similar issue, I'd be curious to find out. But I'll reach out to them and see if they like what they say and just make sure that they know about it so it can, maybe it'll help fix it for a future run. But yeah, just be aware. Sometimes they have those marking on the back, and it can happen in any given year. But again, just worth noting, worth calling out, especially because I'm doing a review. I want to make sure it's pretty thorough. All right, on to the next most common card that you'll see, and that is the OPG set. So this is all updates. So you get your rookies and your veteran. There's 10 veterans. So like Parisi's one of them, for example. It's just a continuation of the OPG set from this year. There are retro parallels. There are also 2 parallels for the retro. There are black, which are out of 100. I'll show you an example of that later on. And then there are neon green, which are out of 50. They're both really tough pulls to get, kind of like not quite Easter egg. Oh, and also I think there will end up being blank backs again. There typically are, at least. So if you have a series, like if you open up Series 2 Hobby, always flip over the back of your retro cards because sometimes they'll have blank backs. They're super, super rare, but they're super valuable. They're one of my favorite cards in the hobby, actually. So just always flip over and check the back. You never know. It doesn't hurt to flip to the back because it's better to find out than like sell the card and then find out years down the road that it is actually like a really rare short print. And then onto the there's blue and red parallels. Here's a blue of the vets. I didn't get a red parallel of a vet. These are the cards that I noticed the most edge issues with, but again, it is kind of, the thinner cardboard stock. And again, it is full color print to the edge. You'll typically notice more white spot and damage on those than you would if it's, say, like the regular design. So just be aware that is a thing. It happens, but yeah, on to the rookies. Again, continuation of the set. So here's a Mo Sider base rookie. Again, really clean. Like the look of them. Nice for an OPG rookie. They don't have a ton of... the Sider has a good value. Raymond has a good value, but like they're not going to be, like major cards, although the McDavid is popping off right now as we speak from his rookie year. So they just add extra value, and it's a big reason why I like Series 2 is because rookie content generally sells better than basic inserts, and it holds their value for longer, especially if the rookies are good, and the rookies are really good in this product. So it kind of like just feeds into, these, cards adding an extra few bucks here and there to your box breaks, which is, great as a collector, right? So here's a Raymond Retro. Again, same thing as the base Retro, just the rookie stylizing. Here's the red rookie. And here's a blue and a red rookie. Again, same thing. You notice the chipping a little bit more on the blue on the edges, but it is, again, it's not that bad. It's kind of what you expect with full color, like to the border prints. So again, red rookies. Blues are 1 per box. Reds are, you get about 1, or you get about 2 per case, sometimes 3, but I think you're only technically supposed to get 2. I got 3, which I kind of beat the odds with. And then here is a black border. We actually pulled a neon green yesterday as well. Again, same thing with the numbering. They've changed it to this kind of clear, more spaced out, which it's not as pretty on the eyes, but it is a lot more functional. And honestly, I am a big fan of that. I think it's actually better long-term because there's no questioning, like squinting your eyes and seeing if it's a 6 or an 8 or a 0 or a 9. And there's a lot of times where you just didn't know. So, it's actually a lot more helpful when you're identifying card condition as well, and also if people have faked a patch or not, because sometimes people do that, and you can tell based off the serial number if people pick up on it. So yeah, that's not a big issue for this, but just as like a heads up long term, like I think it's a overall positive change. I'd like to see it a little bit like nicer of a font, but it's clear, and I will take a clear serial number over one that kind of isn't as nice. So, or one that looks good but isn't as clear. So, Next up, we have the honor roll sets. So there are 3 parallels to the honor roll sets. You have the base, which what we're looking at here. This is, again, a continuation from Series 1. So I think it gives us 100 total honor rolls, if I remember correctly. This one has a lot more rookies in it, so be on the lookout for those. There's no short printing within this, but there are shorter print. They're numbered cards, like this Darnell Nurse Rainbow to 250. Again, same thing. The numbering is the new kind of format, so it's a lot clearer. Like, I can easily tell that this is 156 out of 250. The other thing to note is that you can tell you have a parallel based off of the back color. So there are 2 parallels again. I mentioned this is the rainbow. There's also a gold rainbow, which are number 225. So be on the lookout for those. Those are super tough to pull. But yeah, that's kind of one of the more common insert sets that you will find. I forgot to put these back over here. And then next up, the other most common insert set that you will find, on top of like obviously canvases and OPG, are rookie portraits. And these you got to pay a little bit more attention to this year. So we have your base rookie portrait, which looks like this. This is Zach Jones for the Rangers, your classic rookie portrait. Again, continuation of the set. Love these cards. People, like, they always just kind of, you know, the past couple years they went for like 90s memes. This year they went for like actual series portraits. These turned out really well. I like the kind of like sepia tone to them. Worth noting is the number on the back here. It's 62. This is just a set number, but that's key because you get to some rookies. And any rookie above 71, so 71 or above in the checklist, there are 10. They are short prints, which are 1 in 100 packs. The Swayman is one of them. I managed 3 in my case. I got Swayman, Lundell, and Tomasino. Again, just kind of classic look. There are parallels. There are black and white parallels. They're super tough to get as well, so be on the lookout for those. Next up, in terms of insert sets, we've got the Dazzlers, and this is where the most noticeable improvement in like print quality has come from, I think, is the Dazzlers. These pop so much more. The foiling on them is better. I don't know how to describe it, but in a 21-22 Series 1, and even like last year's Dazzlers, like there were some print lines, they weren't super, like they weren't as clear and stuff, and this year they just pop, they're high def, like they're like, it's like going from like HD to 4K for content type of thing. It is just, I mean, it might be going from like 720p to like 4K type of thing. It is, they look so much cleaner. They're beautiful cards. They're very collected. Here's a Giordano for the Kraken. And they come in pink parallels for hobby. Retail have different parallels along with the Fanatics packs, the hanger boxes, the SKUs, all those. There's different parallels, so you can kind of collect the rainbow, but you get 2 pinks per case. I managed to get a Mo Cider, so love the look of these. The fireworks in the background going pop as you know, twirl it around. Really cool looking cards. A lot of people like to put the set together, so yeah. On to other core sets that you can find, and then we'll get into my favorite part, which are the Easter eggs, but some other sets that you can find. Oh, I forgot to mention with the canvas, actually, and other sets. I think canvas, honor roll, and portraits have plates in them. So they're 1-of-1 printing plates. There's, I guess, technically, people call them 1-of-1. Some people call them out of 4 because there's technically 4 plates. There's a cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. They are really tough to get, but they're really cool. Plates are one of my favorite. Like, again, kind of like, I think they're undervalued relative, but a lot of people don't find them as interesting as I do. But yeah, just be on the lookout for those. They are extremely rare, and I think extremely cool. So, up next, for kind of like other rare hits, we have the rookie materials, which you can generally find 4 per case on, 1 in 72 packs. So here's the Quinton Byfield one. Again, there's no known short printing for whether or not certain rookies are tougher to hit than others. But again, very classic design here. Nothing like super fancy, nothing to complain about. It's literally a nice looking rookie jersey card. So, yeah, that is the rookie materials. There are patch parallels. Actually, you can see that it's kind of whited out here for, I think that'd probably be where they put the numbering for the patch, but I'm not sure. So, there are patch parallels. They're super tough to pull. But yeah, cool looking cards. Again, good rookie crop. Good time to get rookie jersey cards. Next up, you can generally find one of these in every 192 packs, and these are the Team Canada Program of Excellences. There's generally 2 types of tiers with them. There's current rookies like Jonah Gadjevich, and then there's kind of like current stars or retired players type of thing. Like Mark Stone has one, Patrice Bergeron has one. I mean, Ty Smith has one. So I don't think he had one last year. I'm not sure though. But again, just kind of an update. It looks at like their Team Canada Juniors or their World Cup or like their international experience for Hockey Canada. And these are available in the black canvas parallel as well. And again, another flagship canvas parallel. You can generally find one in 192 packs. Here is the retired player canvas. So typically you get either one retired canvas in one program of excellence or one in two, some sort of combination of that per case. I just really like the look of these. And this is where I think the canvas print team plays a really strong suit is on the retired canvases, because it makes it look like older and it just fits with the photos a lot better. Design wise, the print issues actually, like, to me, I don't know if they're print issues or what they went for, but it actually fits really well with these. And so again, I like these. They're super short print, tough to hit. There's some good ones. There's a Gordie Howe on the Whalers. That one's really cool. There's Forsberg, which again, no spoilers, but we'll show that one off later. Next up, you'll find two of these per case on average. The red fluorescents. These are kind of like futuristic-ish color splashy cards. Again, I really, really like the look of these. Not everyone's favorite cup of tea, but there are different parallels. There's the base reds, which are you get generally two per case. There are yellows, which are out of 150. There are blues out of 50, greens out of 15, and magentas out of 5. They feature all rookie players from this year, kind of. So it's a really solid checklist again this year. So, yeah. And finally, new to this year is NHL Passages insert. It's an acetate. It's a little bit of a thicker card, so you're not going to fit this in a standard top loader. I mean, you can, but it'd be really tight. This is in a 35 or 55 point. I think you can get away with a 35 point. But I really like the look of these cards. It kind of goes over a player's like career, so where they start and kind of where they've progressed to. Panarin, as you know, started with Chicago, went to the Blue Jackets, and is with the Rangers. The only thing I wish that they really changed up on this card is the font. I wish the font was a little bit like more stylized, but outside of that, like nice looking card, cool little subset. It replaces the box fillers from last year. Yeah, that's about it on those. And then now time for my favorite part, which is Easter eggs. I got a couple in my case. I'm happy with that, but there's some that I didn't get that we can talk about first. And one of them would be Fanimations. There's some Fanimations out there. Again, they're kind of like canvas. They're printed on canvas and they're like kind of stylized cards. They're pretty cool, kind of like playful cards. They're really tough to hit. And I think we hit one in like 10 cases of Series 1 type of thing. So be on the lookout for those. They're super tough. And yeah, one of the kind of Easter egg cards I got was a Rookie Threads of Kyle Connor. So these are a throwback to the 2005-2006 Rookie Threads design, which is like what the rookie materials was at the time. Crosby Ovechkin rookie year. And yeah, they're really nice. I really like the design. It's a very clean design. Perfect throwback. You can get players from like Kyle Connor to Clayton Keller to Brock Besser to Connor McDavid if you're lucky enough. So those are really cool. And then base variations. These are also both really cool. I like how they are kind of the street variations. I will note the Igor Shesterkin one is the toughest one to pick out because he is signing a jersey. Cardboard Connection generally has a good checklist breaking them down visually. What you need to know is generally you're looking for street clothes. With Shesterkin, he's signing the back of the jersey, and it is a horizontal card rather than vertical. His main base is vertical. I do not get that one in my case, so not showing it off here. But one thing to note is that this is the same photo actually used in the 2021 photo variation for Kucherov. So I do dig this pasta photo, though. So. And finally, another Easter egg. Again, I alluded to the black canvases, and you can get them for the retired stars. Here's a Peter Forsberg one. Again, love the look of it. Pretty iconic card. There's a Marcus Naslund one that I'm going to try and snag. But yeah, that is Series 2 in a nutshell. I'm trying to think if there's anything Easter eggy that I forgot. Again, there's the blank backs, which I mentioned with OPG. But yeah, overall, again, if I were to give this a rating out of like 5, I'd give it like a 4.75 out of 5 type of thing. Like, it's almost perfect. There's like some slight issues with the quality on the Young Guns on the back. And again, I'm being very picky there. Like, the front is fine, the corners are fine, just a little bit of like stuff on the back, and it's not every case. It might just be a couple cases here and there. So The quality of the cards is so much better. The print is so much better. Like, the product is, if you open up Series 1 and you had quality control complaints, like, Series 2 doesn't have those. Like, it is a way better put together set. Really good job by Upper Deck. They addressed, like, pretty much, again, every, like, kind of complaint I had. I wish the canvases were slightly clearer. Again, between that and just the back of the Young Guns, was sort of the only thing holding me back from giving this, like, legitimately a full 5-star. The checklist is insane. It is legitimately one of the best hockey card products that you can get. I wouldn't be shocked if it skyrockets in price because the rookie crop is so strong. And, like, again, with the rookie crop being strong, your rookie parallels are generally going to be pretty strong. Yeah, that's really about it. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Tomorrow I will be doing a breakdown of the 2020-2021 SB Authentic checklist. So we'll go through that, kind of do the numbers thing. Again, if you missed the case that I broke of Series 2, I'll link that below. The breakdown for, like, kind of teams for group breaks is below as well, along with a link for group breaks. Again, I do breaks through Zephyr Epic, so I will link you to those. And yeah, without further ado, that is all she wrote on this. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of these, please let me know. I have a lot of fun making them, and hopefully you enjoy them. Take care, and I will catch you on the flop side. See ya.